Father's Day 2025 was supposed to be calm. The NBA Finals were underway, most people were with family, nothing big was supposed to happen. And then boom, out of nowhere, the Orlando Magic dropped one of the most unexpected trades of the year. Actually, one of the most aggressive trades we've seen in years. Desmond Bane, the rock-solid shooting guard from Memphis, was suddenly heading to Florida. And the price Orlando paid? Let's just say it left half the NBA world in shock, and the other half laughing nervously. Because this wasn't just a minor roster adjustment. This was a full-blown, throw-the-kitchen-sink type of deal. Let's break it down. The Magic gave up Cole Anthony, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and a staggering 5 draft assets. That included the 16th overall pick in this year's draft, Phoenix's 2026 first-rounder, unprotected picks in 2028 and 2030, plus a pick swap in 2029. All for Desmond Bane. Now, Bane isn't some scrub. He's an elite 3-and-D player who averaged nearly 20 points, shot over 40% from deep in his career, and plays with a high motor. But he's not a household name. He's never made an all-star team. And this kind of package, it's usually reserved for MVP candidates. Oh, and one more thing. The trade happened during the NBA Finals. The timing made it feel even more surreal. As Shams dropped the bomb on Twitter, reactions poured in. Confusion, excitement, disbelief. This wasn't just a trade, it was a statement. Let's look at it from Orlando's point of view. They have a young, talented core in Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, and Jalen Suggs. Defensively, they're already one of the league's best, ranking second in team defense. But offense? Different story. They were dead last in three-point percentage at just 31%. That's basically unplayable in today's NBA. They needed spacing. They needed a reliable outside threat. So what did they do? They got one of the best available. Desmond Bane is a certified sniper. Not only does he shoot over 40% from 3, but he also moves without the ball, sets screens, passes well, and holds his own on defense. He's the kind of player who can slide seamlessly into any lineup and make everyone around him better. And here's what really matters. He fits. Banchero and Wagner are both ball-dominant forwards who operate best when there's space to work with. Bane provides that space. He pulls defenders out, keeps the floor open, and can also create for himself when needed. The Magic didn't just add talent, they added balance. Now let's talk more about Bane himself. At first glance, his game looks simple. Spot-up shooter, hustle guy, maybe a secondary scorer. But watch the tape and a different story emerges. This guy plays smart. He cuts at the perfect moments. He uses fakes, angles, and timing like a veteran. His footwork is clean and his decision-making is elite. Whether he's catching a pass on the move, navigating a screen, or reading a defense, Bane always seems 2 steps ahead. In a play-in game against the Warriors, Bane was the best player on the floor for Memphis. He worked off ball, repositioned himself for open looks, and converted when it mattered. One sequence stood out. He caught a pass late, faked his defender out of position with one quick move, and drained a contested 3 like it was nothing. But he's not just a shooter. He can attack closeouts, finish at the rim, and even initiate some offense in transition. One drive against Golden State showed how crafty he can be. He beat his man off the dribble, baited the shot blocker into stepping up, then slipped a reverse layup underneath his arm. This isn't some role player, this is a winning player. Still, for all of Bane's strengths, the question remains, did Orlando give up too much? 4 unprotected picks is no joke. That's the kind of price teams usually reserve for an MVP caliber guy. When you throw in a 16th overall pick and a pick swap, the math gets even scarier. There's risk here, big risk. If Bane gets hurt, if he underperforms, if Orlando doesn't make a deep playoff run in the next few years, they might have just mortgaged their future. And let's be real, part of this trade was just to get off of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope's bloated contract. That's not a reason to toss away multiple firsts unless you're really confident. So again, why now? The answer might be simple. The Magic see the East as wide open. With the Celtics aging, Miami stuck in limbo, and Philly constantly under pressure, Orlando might believe their moment is coming sooner than anyone expected. As for Memphis, they saw the writing on the wall. After getting swept by OKC, GM Zach Kleiman didn't hold back. He said, "We're not close." That's a strong statement. It doesn't sound like a front office ready to run it back. Add in their cap situation and the trade makes sense. Bane's contract will hit nearly $45 million by 2028. Ja Morant's extension is already on the books. Jaren Jackson Jr. is about to get his own massive payday. Something had to give. Memphis chose to pivot now, collect picks, and maybe rebuild. Or at least retool. Because 5 assets for Bane, that's a haul you can use to reshape your future overnight. There may have also been friction behind closed doors. During the final weeks of the season, Bane was seen arguing with Santi Aldama on the bench. Some reporters claimed there was tension in the locker room. Others speculated that Bane was frustrated with the team's direction. And when your star shooting guard isn't bought in, sometimes it's better to just move on. Memphis took the chance to reset, quietly but decisively. But now the spotlight turns to Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. Do the Grizzlies build around them, or is this just the first domino in a full teardown? Whispers around the league suggest teams are sniffing around Ja's availability. He's missed 126 games in the last 3 seasons. His shooting has dipped. His durability is a concern. Some execs no longer view him as a top 10 guy. Still, the Grizzlies front office insists they're committed to Ja. Their quotes have been strong. "We're not trading Ja, period." But again, actions speak louder than words. And this trade, it speaks volumes. There's another layer to this trade that no one's talking about. If Desmond Bane is worth 5 assets, what's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander worth? What about Devin Booker, Jaylen Brown, or Luka Doncic? This deal may have just reset the trade market. We're entering a new era where even non-All-Stars command historic packages. That inflation could have ripple effects. Teams with stars might hold out for more. Franchises chasing a championship might have to give up everything. It's the beginning of a new normal, and it's going to get wild. So who wins? For the Magic, this is a bold, fearless move. They're tired of waiting. They want to compete now. If it works, no one will care about the picks. If they reach the conference finals in 2026, it's worth every asset. Bane fits perfectly. The roster is young, balanced, and dangerous. The upside is sky high. But if it fails, if injuries hit, or the chemistry flops, or Bane doesn't take that next leap, then this will be remembered as the moment Orlando mortgaged its future for a player that never truly moved the needle. As for Memphis, they made a clean break. They traded a valuable asset before his contract became a burden. They stacked picks. They bought themselves time, and they opened the door for bigger moves. What they do next, that'll define whether this was genius or just convenient. Either way, the Desmond Bane trade isn't just a big move. It's a turning point for Orlando, for Memphis, and maybe for the whole league.